Hey, what's up there, everybody? Today is lesson 16 for module 4, and we are dealing with word problems. And specifically, we're dealing with solving word problems using tape diagrams and fraction by fraction multiplication. No worries. This is awesome. We're doing great. What I'm going to do is I have two problems that I'll model for you, and and you guys will have to just tackle everything else on your own. You'll handle it. You're good about this. No worries. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna type up a problem, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hey, thanks for not going anywhere. Good job. This is our problem here. Joachim is icing 30 cupcakes. He spreads mint icing on 1/5 of the cupcakes and chocolate on 1/2 of the remaining cupcakes. The rest will get vanilla icing. How many cupcakes have vanilla icing? Okay. Looking at this, we're going to want to do tape diagrams, and they really are our best bet for figuring this all out. And we want to start off with just what we know. So what we know here is we have 30 cupcakes. That's what we're dealing with. So let's set this up, and let's make ourselves a nice tape diagram. And we're going to give that's going to be 30 cupcakes. All right. And when we're looking at this, there's certain things pop out at me, like this right here, of the remaining. We're going to want to make sure we're careful about that. We know, looking at the sentence here, we says he spreads mint icing on 1/5 of the cupcakes. So let's just go ahead and we can partition this off into fifths. In order to do that, I'm going to draw 4 lines. 2, 3, 4 lines gives us 5 pieces. So these are our fifths. He spreads mint icing on 1/5. So that's what we know right away. We know that this one right here, this is 1/5, and these guys are getting mint. If I know that I have 1/5, and I know that the whole is 30, the whole is 30, and I partitioned my 30 up into 5 equal pieces. What is one value of 1 unit here then? And so for example, what is the unit of my mint cookies? Well, if I have 30 and I'm putting them into these 5 groups evenly, I'm doing 30 divided by 5, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. So 6 goes into each one of these equally. 6, 6, 6, and 6, and 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and that matches up with 30 cupcakes. So that works out really well. And 1/5 of them got the mint icing, so that's good right here. So now I have, let's read the rest of the sentence. Chocolate on 1/2 of the remaining, so of these remaining guys, chocolate's going on half of them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this down here. I'm going to take these remaining cupcakes and I'm going to put them down here, and I'm going to partition them in half. And I know that half of them are going to get chocolate. So these are chocolate here. And the rest will get vanilla. So this would be the rest, would be the other half here. And the rest will get vanilla. And I want to know, ultimately the question is asking me how many cupcakes have vanilla icing. Cool. I'm gonna underline that in a separate color because I want to keep my eyes on that prize. That is ultimately what I am trying to answer. How many cupcakes have vanilla icing? Okay, so I'll do that. I'll put a question mark down here. And so what we're going to do is, as we go then, we're going to just try and problem solve this. I know that these ones are mint, and so these guys here, that's out. That's out. Don't need to worry about that. See you later. This is what I'm left with right here, and we brought those down. So how many am I left with? What am I left over here? I'm going to do the 6, 12, 18, and 24. So I'm bringing these 24 cupcakes down with me, and down here we said that half of these were chocolate, so half of 24, half of those would be 12. So I know that I get 12 chocolate. If I have 12 chocolate, I know that I also have 12 vanilla. And I can go ahead and I can give myself an answer statement now. How many cupcakes have vanilla icing? And I can say 12 cupcakes have vanilla icing. Cool. Did I answer my question? Yes, I did. That was my question. Here's my answer. Now, one thing I want to take a look at here, and I'm just going to do this in another color. I'm going to do this in another color here. Was right here, how many of the cupcakes, what fraction of the cupcakes did we have left? We had fifths, right? We divided the 3 cupcakes up into fifths. How many did we have left? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4/5 of the cupcakes we had left. And ultimately, I wanted 1/2 of that 4/5, right? I took the 4/5. I wanted 1/2 of that 4/5. So I can let's figure out what is 4/5. What is 1/2 of 4/5? Well, if I remember right, 1/2 of 4 crayons would be 2 crayons. 1/2 of 4 bananas would be 2 bananas. So 1/2 of 4/5 would be 2/5. And yes, I know that. If I wanted to go ahead and multiply this out, I could say 4 times 1 over 5 times 2. And I could cross cancel this into 2 and this into 1. And I could get 2/5. Okay. So what does this 2/5 have to do with anything? Well, the 2/5, that's this. And 2/5 is what I want of the 30 original cupcakes. So if I take my 30 original cupcakes and multiply it by 2/5, I want 2/5 of that 30. Let's see what we get. We can cross cancel here. 5 is 1. And 30 would be what? 6? Because 5 goes into 30 6 times. And I can still, so now I have 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. And 1 times 1 is 1. And 12 over 1 is 12. And so I also get the same answer. I get my 12 cupcakes. This is just an easier way to do it. If you think about it, you don't have to worry about drawing out the whole tape diagrams and all that jazz. You can just see that. What I want to do right now is just try to make that connection in your mind to say, hey, interesting, I could just do 4/5, 1/2 of 4/5, and then find out what that is, and then multiply that by my 30 cupcakes to get my answer. I want you to start visualizing that there are more than one ways to do this, okay? Okay, awesome. Let's work on, let's get another problem up here. Give me a second, and I'll be right back. Hey, excellent. So Milan puts 1/4 of her lawn mowing money in savings and uses 1/2 of the remaining money to pay back her sister. If she has $15 left, how much does she have at first? Awesome. Good question. What we're trying to answer is, how much does she have at first? Some of the things we know here are, we know she has $15 left. Let's start there. It sounds like we have to work this problem backwards. It sounds like we don't know what the whole is, and ultimately that's what we're trying to figure out, isn't it? So I'm going to go about drawing this would be our base tape diagram, the main tape diagram, and this is her lawn mowing money. Lawn mowing money. So our lawn mowing money is the whole. Now, I know, let's say she puts 1/4 of her lawn mowing money in savings. Okay, cool. I can make fourths. And 1/4 of them goes into savings. So this part right here, we're putting that into savings. Okay? And uses 1/2 of the remaining to pay back her sister. So this is our remaining. And let's bring it down here. And once again, it's 1/2 of this. Now on the last one, we had 4 pieces remaining, and it was easy to just split that. Here I only have 3 left, but that doesn't matter. It's just whatever I have remaining. 1/2 of it is what she's going to use to pay back her sister. So 1/2 of this, 1/2 the remaining money. This goes towards her sister to pay her back. Well, that's nice of her. If she has $15 left, how much does she have at first? So this is what she has left. This is what she has left, right? This was the part she gave her sister. This was the part she put into savings. This is the part she has left. So This tells me she has $15 left. So if this is $15, and that was half of this, this must also be $15. Now, that tells me that this section right here, this three-fourths of this, that's going to be 30, right? So putting up here, I'm putting 30 back into these 3 spots. Now, that's pretty convenient that there's 3 of them, because that tells me that if there's 3 of them, what goes in each slot? Well, 10, right? 10 and 10 and 10. And that would be 30. 10, 20, 30. Okay. So if that's 30, and I know that this is 3/4, well, that means that this would also be 10. And so if I'm trying to find out how much she had at first, she's going to have 10, 20, 30, and $40. Excellent. So I can write myself a statement. How much does she have at first? Milan had $40 to begin with. Well, that's excellent. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this mathematically. Mathematically speaking, I wanted, if I try to figure this out, this part right here was 3/4, right? Okay, I had 3/4. And ultimately, what did I do? I took a half of 3/4, right? 1/2 of 3/4. Let's go ahead and let's multiply that out. That would be 3/8, right? 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 3/8. So I should be able to take 3/8 of 40, and I should be able to get 15. So I can cross cancel my 8 and my 40, can't I? That will be 1, and that will be 5. And yep, look at that. 3 times 5 is 15. So I'm able to confirm my answer by kind of working it backwards here. When we're doing this, we're just filling in the pieces. We're problem solving kind of backwards. We're just using logic to make sense of things here. The way that we do this is ultimately, number one, drawing these tape diagrams is a great way to really help you out. It's a way to visualize what the heck is actually going on, and filling in gaps and making sure that everything has been accounted for. Ultimately, in the end, though, we can figure out mathematical equations that can also help us with that. But still, you almost need to be able to draw it out to figure out what that equation is. If I just came in here and I multiplied 1/4 times 1/2 and tried to find that of $15, it just wouldn't work. You really do need to read into the problem to understand. I think sometimes you guys just want to take the numbers and run with it, and that doesn't work in all these cases, does it? Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Keep doing your best. You're rocking this out. You're doing great. I believe in you. And keep up the good work. Post any comments or questions that you might have. And see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.